Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen. After our short break, we are back to bring you the men's game, and that features the Skagit Valley Cardinals against the Bellevue Bulldogs in what is going to be another very good matchup here. The women's game went right down to the wire, and it was Bellevue with a 75-68 victory. They take over sole possession of first place in the NWAC North region with a record now of 9-1. Their only loss had been to Skagit Valley. Now you take a look at this one, and Skagit Valley comes in at 4-5. They lost to Shoreline by a big margin on Wednesday night. Now they come in here against Bellevue, and Bellevue is 3-6. And I welcome back in Nate Tepp. Bellevue and Shoreline are both tied at 3-6. Shoreline picking up the victory the other day. Now they may be close to wrapping up here too for their men's games because theirs were at 2-4. So you've got Shoreline led by former Bellevue assistant coach Donald Brady and his buddy Jeremy Eggers.
Yep.
Both at 3-6, trying to get into that NWAC conference tournament coming up March 10th through 13th in Everett. But Bellevue wants to pick up a win. Skagit Valley's trying to avoid dropping further back. This is a big one as we see the officials come by and give us a fist bump. That is one of my favorite traditions about basketball. To get that fist bump, that means we're ready to go. But go ahead.
Yeah, you know, I think you've got you can say without. A lot of things would have to happen, but you're pretty sure that Peninsula and Edmonds are going to get in there. So you've really got 7 teams still in it battling for 2 spots. And these teams are going to be beating each other up. You're going to have Everett and beating Olympic knocking off Whatcom. You're going to have Whatcom knocking off Shore. Hypothetically, you're going to have a lot of these teams beating each other up. And if one team can get hot and emerge, and so far Bellevue at 3 straight is the second hottest team in conference, right behind Peninsula.
Fans, I want to point out something right here in the front. That's Bellevue College. It says 50 years. 50 years of Bellevue College. 50 great years, both academically, athletically, in activities. Heck, there's 8 cheerleaders out here today. You don't see that at all community colleges. Bill O'Connor is always here. The athletic director is always here for Bellevue College, and we're going to have a guest coming up at halftime. The director of multicultural services, Aaron Reeder, will be joining me at halftime, and so we're looking forward to that too. So we're not just talking basketball in this one. This is the NWAC game of the week, the games of the week, with first the women's game on collegechannel.tv and then locally on Comcast Channel 28. But also, we've got the men's game. We're going to be talking about some other aspects of what goes on here at this great educational institution. So let's take a look. I believe we have both starting lineups available for us here. So let's take a look and see exactly who we have. First of all, for the Skagit Valley Cardinals, starting at 1 guard position, I just want to make sure that is going to be a sophomore. We just got these handed to us. Spencer Novak, he is a guard out of LaConner High School at 6'1". Also at guard from Reynolds High School in Portland, Oregon, our freshman at 6'1", Cody Starr. Starting at forward from Franklin High School in Seattle, Washington, Emmanuel Ciali. Also starting at guard from De La Salle High School in Melbourne, Australia, Ben Ayer. And starting at guard from Arborview High School in Las Vegas, Nevada, a freshman, Trent Hunt at 6'2". So you've got Novak, a sophomore, Cody Starr is a freshman, Ciali at 6'7", a freshman, and then Ayer and Hunt are also freshmen. They just have 1 sophomore here in the starting lineup. The head coach is Brock Veltri, and the assistant coach is Paul Hafford. Now, the starting lineup for the Bellevue Bulldogs, there's number 4, Jordan Muir-Kyung, freshman, 6'1" guard out of Shorewood High School in Shoreline, Washington, not too far from here. Also, not too far from here is Jackson High School at Mill Creek in Everett, Washington, and that's Brian Zier, who will start as a sophomore. He's a guard forward at 6'4". Starting third in the lineup is a freshman guard forward, 6'6", from Shorewood High School. That is Jonathan Michael. Also starting at forward, a 6'6" freshman, Jack Walton. He's from Bellevue High School, very close to us. And starting as a forward at 6'9", put him in the post in the center position too. From North Kitsap High School, that is Calvin Dennis. He is a freshman. The head coach in his 13th season, having a phenomenal run here, Jeremy Eggers. He's also the assistant athletic director and involved with club sports in the offseason and throughout the year. Friends of Hoop, is it?
Yep, Friends of
Hoop.
Who was originally founded in the mid-'90s by George Carl.
Absolutely, yeah. What a great founder right there. Marcus Furman is an assistant coach for Bellevue, along with Luke Hammond, Marcus Tibbs, and Tom Eggers. We are ready to get after it here. Folks, thanks for being with us on the NWAC Game of the Week, and Bellevue wins the tip. They will bring it out of backcourt. Nate, here we go. We're back to the 20-minute halves, and we are courtside. I'm looking forward to a great game.
Yeah, in the first meeting between these two teams, Bellevue got out to an early lead, but then it was back and forth the rest of the way, and Skagit held on for the victory.
Cardinals in the red uniforms. Ciali pulls down the rebound, and here come Skagit Valley coming out of backcourt. They set up offensively. So 20-minute halves. The women play 4 10-minute quarters. And thanks for being with us, everybody. Mark Ockett with Nate Tepp here, and the ball coming loose. Bellevue getting a hold of it. Good job and hustle there by Zier. And he'll pass it over on the right side. Muir Kyung ends up getting it back. Different pace between the women and the men, but boy, I think the women had a great pace throughout that game as it turned into a Bellevue victory by 7 points, and they led at 1 point by 15. We have a foul coming up. This is going to be called against Skagit Valley.
Yeah, it took Bellevue a lot of time to find their identity in league play, starting out, like you said, 0-6. A lot of those games were very close, single digits. Some came down to the final possession, and Bellevue finally getting things clicking here, having won 3 in a row and a couple of them in blowouts.
Jonathan Michael has that one come out. He had a great move inside, but just couldn't get the drop on that one as it came off the back of the rim, but gets it back, and he's going to draw a foul, Nate. That's going to be on Emmanuel Ciali, his first foul, and the second team foul. Jonathan Michael goes to the foul line, and he has 2 shots coming up to get Bellevue on the scoreboard. Nobody scoring yet, just a little over a minute into the first half, and it is 1-0 Bulldogs.
Yeah, Jonathan Michael averaging just under 15 points a game for the Bulldogs, leading scorer on the team. Had scored as many as 30 earlier in the year, but he's kind of struggled the last couple games in league play. Sometimes it's freshman fatigue. Sometimes it's just better defense against good offense. But let's see if Jonathan Michael can get things going and break out of a bit of a funk here.
He hits those 2 foul shots, and Skagit Valley motoring out of backcourt. Here come the Cardinals. Out of Mount Vernon, off one of the main streets up there in beautiful Mount Vernon.
Bellevue operating in a zone defense to start the game, while Skagit in man-to-man.
Got a foul as the Cardinal goes to the basket and got his wings clipped a little bit right there. That would be Trent Hunt. He's going to go to the foul line with 2 shots now. And the foul is going to be on Calvin Dennis, his first team foul. Here's the first one. Not good.
Dennis had position there. Just if he would have stayed straight up, he had a pretty good chance at altering that shot enough to make it extremely difficult. Instead, went for the block, got a little overzealous, and picked up the foul.
Next one, right on the money. So 2-1. Looking at the NWAC North Region, Peninsula is on top at 7-2, 14-9 overall. Then Edmonds at 6-3, 17-5 overall. Everett at 5-4, 14-10. Now they'll play against Peninsula tomorrow. The Valentine's Day game, and missed shot, then Bellevue ends up back with it. They're going to have the ball to inbound on the right baseline. 29 on the shot clock, lots of time, and they lead it 2-1. What do we have here? Yeah, what do we have?
Already one result in the North Division. It is Whatcom going to Edmonds and winning 69-64.
So Whatcom then would improve to 5-5. Edmonds drops to 8, and I mean that's 6-4. There's a missed shot. Here comes Skagit Valley out of backcourt. That's interesting.
Yeah, Edmonds not only drops to 6-4, but they've lost 3 in a row, and they're heading into Bellevue on Wednesday.
Ooh, that could be very interesting right here. If I didn't have another game to broadcast elsewhere, I'd be right here watching that. You really get attached to this Bellevue and both programs. Actually, I've gone up to, I went to Skagit and watched these 2 teams play earlier last month.
Yeah, and I'll be here for at least the second half of that game. I've got a estate planning council meeting at the Rainier Club.
Ooh, there you go. Well, good guidance there. Brian Zier coming through with the basket. Bellevue up now 4-1. Almost 2.5 minutes into the first half here.
First sub of the game for the Bulldogs getting ready to check in. A player I know you like, number 24, Quentin Moore.
Yeah, coming into the game is Moore shortly, but that was a 2-point basket for Emmanuel Ciali. Just inside the line. I really like watching Moore play. This guy is very exciting.
He's got a lot of potential, and like I said last game, he does a lot of good things, but still makes some of those freshman mistakes, but does more good than harm, absolutely, on the court.
That was a missed shot by Jordan Muir-Kyung. 4-3 as Bellevue is up by 1 point.
This kind of feels like the early stages of a boxing match where both fighters are kind of just feeling each other out, and neither's really doing anything yet.
Couldn't agree more. Cardinals with the basketball. Bellevue in a 2-3 zone and kind of whipping it around on the baseline. There is a shot on the right side. Comes off the left side, and it's going to be grabbed by Jordan Muir-Kyung. Leaves it up high. Bellevue plenty of time to work it around. Walton finds Dennis. Dennis on the floor. Back to Jonathan Michael. He goes to the floor, and it's going to be blocked out of there by Ciali. Stepped out of bounds, or ball hit out of bounds, and it's going to go back to Skagit Valley. So here comes that player that can really electrify a lineup coming off the bench. That's Quentin Moore. He'll replace Calvin Dennis in the Bellevue lineup. And just 7 points scored so far as we're in the 4th minute of play here at Bellevue College.
That was great defense there by Ciali. He picked up the 1 foul early, knew if he picks up a second, he's sitting for pretty much the entire first half here, but was able to defend Dennis without picking up the foul, altered the shot, and forced the turnover. Good defense there.
Skagit Valley popping a man up high. Steps traveling his call. So you look at the standings moving down the ranks there. Olympic also 4 and 5, then Bellevue and Shoreline 3 and 6. Leading in the East region would be Big Bend. They're at 9 and 0, 19 and 6 overall. Spokane at 8 and 1, right behind them. Lower Columbia on top in the West at 8 and 1, and then Highline is 8 and 2. And Clark is leading in the South with an 11 and 1 record, 20 and 4 overall. To recap your NWAC standings, or the leaders right there. Into the game is Jordan Lockhart. He is going to replace Jonathan Michael. Also, Moore has checked in. So it is Bellevue ball, right baseline, Nate.
Just early on, once again, Skagit operating out of man-to-man, Bellevue out of zone.
Bellevue gets it done. That's Jack Walton with his first 2 points of the game. And so Bellevue up by 3 points now, matching their biggest lead, although it's way, way early. It's deflected away. Good hand right there by Zier. He'll pop it out towards the right side to Muir-Kyung.
Dishes it over to Walton.
Yeah, long shot by Walton, misses out of there.
Good rebound by Quentin Moore. Keeps the possession alive, gives Bellevue a second chance here.
Bellevue got the fresh 30. It's always nice to do that. And we had traveling the other direction. I thought I saw some luggage out there by the foul line. And now a couple of changes for Skagit Valley. Coming in is Tyler Kidd, and also into the game is Darian James.
Yeah, and that's just poor spacing by the Bulldogs on that possession. You might have heard the Bellevue coaching staff to my right here telling guys, hey, that's not our offense. What are you guys doing? Just stay within our offense.
Long pass to Hunt. Now Ciali misses the shot, and pulling it down is Walton. Here comes Bellevue quickly out of backcourt with the basketball. Muir-Kyung. Coming up on 15 on the shot clock there. There's Walton. Ciali kind of blocked out a little bit there as Walton goes to the basket, and he is going to draw a foul, go to the foul line with 2 shots. The foul is on Trent Hunt. That is his first, 3rd team foul. Walton with 2 points. This is his first trip to the line. Bellevue is 2 for 2 from the foul line so far. Bellevue averaging 77.3 points per game as Walton sinks the first one. And they average giving up 75.5, so positive 2-point approximately differential. And for Skagit Valley, they average 85.3 offensively, and defensively they allow 79.7 per game. There you go, Nate. He hits them both.
Yeah, early on, Bellevue with a little bit of a press, not looking to necessarily get a steal, just looking to take some time off the shot clock and give Skagit less time to operate in the half court.
Skagit Valley with the basketball. In the red uniforms, backing up. There's a shot going to come off the rim. And boy, Bellevue, if they can get something on this possession right here, they'll be sitting in a good spot, although a lead can go away very quickly. Off the backside of the rim. Neither team has hit a 3-pointer as of yet. That was a long-range jumper coming up on 6 minutes into the first half as the ball goes out of bounds, last touched by Bellevue, so it'll be a Skagit basketball.
Yeah, Brian Zier missed that 3 at the top of the key, and one reason why the Bulldogs took them 6 games to pick up their first league win is Brian Zier missed 3 or 4 games with an ankle injury that that I think if he played, a lot of those contests would have been very different and a lot more competitive, and keeping him healthy is going to be key for the Bulldogs. He does have some nagging ankle issues that they seem to get turned every couple games, but if he can stay healthy, the Bulldogs could be prized for a run to the NWAC tournament.
Ciave misses that shot. Right there is Quentin Moore, and he'll wisely hand off to Muir Kyung. 8-3 Bellevue up by 5 points. A chance to stretch that out a little bit more as this is their biggest lead of the game. Lockhart going inside. Quentin Moore, there he is. That's what we're talking about. He had good position, and he puts it in. 10-3, Bellevue up by 7 of them.
And you like that, though, freshman to freshman. Those are guys who you're going to be counting on next year to be pillars of the program, and they're working on a nice high-low rapport so far this game.
Cardinals with the ball in front court now. That's going to rim out. Jonathan Michael, great job keeping it alive. Actually, there's 3 Bellevue players to keep that one going as the Bulldogs will come out of backcourt. Desperately looking to get that win to keep alive, and taking it to the basket is Quentin Moore, and he was fouled on the way in, so count that one. Chance for a 3-point play.
It's going to be 2 fouls there on Hunt.
So the foul is going to be called on Trent Hunt, his second, 4th team foul, and a chance for Moore to get another point. He's got 4 so far. Let's take a look at the replay here.
Got Jonathan Michael there off to Muir Kyung, and recognizing there's a swing to the side. That's a 3-pointer passed up and kicks it on inside there and get the end one. Good play.
Basket is good from the foul line. It's a 10-point Bellevue lead, but never take the Cardinals lightly. We know that they can light it up quickly. And, you know, you go back also, Nate, to when I know going up to see Bellevue and Skagit Valley on the 16th of January, and Bellevue tied Skagit Valley after trailing, and now here comes Bellevue the other direction after getting a block. I'll keep it with this for a second as Jonathan Michael has the basketball. Now he's able to find Zier.
It's a much more poised Bellevue team than you saw in the first half of league play.
Oh, absolutely. They've just definitely found their groove. Missed shot. I had a chance, and you were involved in a fundraiser on the night of the 2 weeks ago. But
for a different Cardinals group.
That's right, for the Seattle Academy, a great event that raised over $300,000, which is excellent. Missed shot. We do have a foul at the tail end of that. Do want to get you to the officials, too. That's going to be a foul on Quentin Moore, his first, and the second team foul. But just wanted to say that in that game up there at Skagit Valley, Bellevue had tied it, and I was letting you know because you were involved in doing the tournament down here for high school.
Yeah, for
in one way or another,
weekend.
We were tied in with. We usually are at a basketball game in one way or another. We're helping with something along those lines, and there's a missed shot that's going to be by Tyler Kidd,
and that even ties into your work with the University of Washington women as well. Games that we attend.
That's absolutely
that
true.
I attend that you're involved with as the PA announcer, and also you know, sometimes we'll trade barbs when they're on the road and something happens.
That's correct. Absolutely right. Missed shot again, so he doesn't connect on either one of them. The foul that time was on Moore, his first. And so it's a 10-point lead for Bellevue. They've got the ball in front court, but Bellevue was down in that game, and then they came back and tied. I think it was 86 they were tied, and then it just went away on them, and Skagit Valley just took advantage of it and came away with the victory the first time around. So obviously Bellevue's hungry here. And again, it was just a Bellevue team that isn't what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, it's a much more poised, you know, a lot of freshmen, so you can't call them a veteran team, but they're playing just a lot smarter. They're playing college basketball versus, you know, still playing high school basketball, which was happening earlier on in the season. Because, you know, with only one sophomore in Brian Zier, you don't really have that leadership to help spell them and teach them the pace of the game.
That's a three-point jumper by Ayer, and he will hit those shots. 13-6 is the score, a 7-point lead. And now that's going the other direction as it goes out of bounds. Coming into the game is Jordan Muir Kyung, and he's going to replace Akil Williams, who was out there briefly. You know, Nate, and I think we're just definitely in the same boat. I just look at, in my background of high school, my 1 year at community college, and then in my 4-year college after that, it actually turned into a 5-year college. Actually turned into a 20-year college program. No, 5 years because I got a double major. There's a three-point jumper, and that is good by a new player into the game. Sprayregan, Steven Sprayregan, a sophomore, comes in and buries that one. So it's 13-9, and a 6-0 run for Skagit Valley with just under 11 minutes to go here in the first half.
Yeah, 6-0 run on back-to-back threes with a Bellevue turnover in between.
Bellevue misses. Skagit Valley a chance to trim that lead some more. Do it. That's a 3-ball right there, and a timeout has been called as Darian James connects, and they've come through with 3 3-pointers. First of all, you had Air, then Spray Reagan, and then now Darian James. And let's look at the replay here and see one
I
of
can
those.
tell you, the replay is going to be of a 3-pointer. We just don't know which one.
Yeah, we do know that. So a 9-0 run. Look at this. Boom. Bottom of the net right there. All 3 of them have been good-looking shots. But I was going to say, I went to Tyee High School. We had a great basketball program there, and it was state-ranked. And then I went on to Highline for my first year. We actually played here, and I was involved in the team there. We played here at Bellevue College on the road. And they had a very good team. They were led by head coach Fred Harrison. The Tyee team was led by Rod Anchetta, that's in the Washington State Coaches Hall of Fame. And then when I go to WSU, George Raveling's the coach.
It's a lot of names.
Yeah, they made it to the NCAA tournament 2 of the 4 years I was there, and the NIT the other year, and they had the 3rd best overall record, and at that time the Pac-10, and so it was always a fun time going out to the Coliseum to watch. There's Jonathan Michael. Big basket right there gives Bellevue a 4-point lead and breaks the 9-0 run.
And that's a player, like I said earlier, Bellevue really needs to get going if they're going to be able to make it into this NWAC tournament. And one more score just in from today in the North Division, Olympic College 89, Shoreline 86.
Ooh, that's a tough loss. There's a jump shot coming off the rim. Bellevue battling. Look at that. Ciali ends up with it, and he travels. 9:49 left to go in the first half, and certainly a close one now. It was a 10-point lead for Bellevue. We know Donald Brady enough, and God, you know, he's had some close ones and tough luckers this year, and that one right there, that was just a very close loss.
And, you know, since our broadcast here, actually, we had Skylar Kelly for Shoreline getting injured, and I believe he's going to be out for the year.
Yeah, I talked to Donald on Wednesday when I was up there, and he said, I think it was a high ankle sprain, and he didn't know if he would be out that long at that point. So Skylar's a great guy. He stopped by and talked to us after they lost on the post-game show last Saturday.
Yeah, really great kid, and he's going to have a chance to play somewhere next year the way he shoots. But
I believe it. He's out of Shadle Park High School in Spokane. Bellevue ends up with the soccer ball there. It was loose on the floor. I should say on the pitch, it almost looked like. Oh, Quentin Moore missed the shot, but the follow-up is good by Jordan Muir-Kyung.
And that's a great example on why, even if you don't have the ball and the guy looks like he's in front for a layup on a fast break, you can sprint just as hard as every other player there, because you never know what's going to happen, and Moore rewarded with his hustle with a layup on the putback.
Foul is going to be called on Jonathan Michael. That's his first team foul. Number 3, 4 team fouls thus far for the opposition over there, Skagit Valley, out of Mount Vernon. Got a new player in. Yegor Gorbenko has joined the lineup, a freshman for Skagit Valley, sees his first time in the game. Missed shot from way outside by Starr, deflected out there, good job by Zier. Bellevue goes the other way. There's Michael, missed on the first try, misses on the second try.
Good hustle there by Michael. Good confidence, and some games, you know, you see him driving in, he looks a little bit unsure of himself, but this game he looks locked in and he looks very confident today.
A foul that time was indicated against Cody Starr, his first 15th foul. Oh, nice on the left side, Brian Zier. He's got 4 points in the game. It's back to an 8-point Bellevue lead. They've led by as many as 10 points at 13-3. Before Skagit Valley ran off 3 3-balls in a row to cut it to a 1-point Bellevue lead.
Yeah, and everything for Skagit's either a 3 or a free throw.
Another 3-ball attempt, and Zier will get the rebound. Bellevue can get it back to the 10 points or perhaps one more with 3 points right here. Zier gets it, and there's an overplay, takes it to the basket, and it is good. He's got 6 points in this one. He's a sophomore out of Jackson High School, which has had an excellent run over the last, 10 or so years under Steve Johnson. Actually did a game on Thursday night for a station that you and I work for from time to time, and that would be Fox Sports 1380 in Everett. And Jackson beat Monroe, and this is Johnson's 14th season. He's had the Brett and Dan Kingma go through there, and they've made it to the state. Jason Todd, and they've had some good. O'Keefe went through there.
Yep, Austin O'Keefe.
Austin O'Keefe. Drive to the basket, no good. And so they also made it to the state championship game a couple of times. So that's a good program to come out of.
Yeah, and you know, on the court here, Jordan Muir-Kelly just a little late on the rotation, and defense operates like a chain link fence. If one person rotates the wrong way and there's one small link, then you can see what happens there, and that's what caused this poor rotation and then the foul and Skagit at the line.
The foul was on Zier, and that is his first foul, fourth team foul, a missed shot on the front end by Gorbenko. Next one coming up is going to rim out of there as Zier will get the rebound, and here come the Bulldogs.
Yeah,
slowly bringing it out of backcourt. Go ahead.
As a team, Skagit is shooting 76% from the line, but so far today, they've been way off from the free throw line today.
10-point lead for the Bulldogs, equaling their biggest lead of the game, sitting there at 22-12. Zier ends up with the basketball, playing with 6 points nearly, and now finally does have it stolen away. Good hands by Darian James. The Redbirds coming out of backcourt, and the foul. Quick ball movement, and it turns out to be a two-shot foul coming up.
You know, on that possession, if you're a Bellevue Bulldog, you'd love to see one of those defenders step up, stop ball, and try and take a charge there rather than try and back up, and let the offensive player dictate where things go.
Steven Sprayregan is at the foul line. First shot off the front side of the iron. That foul's on Jonathan Michael, his second, 5th team foul.
Is that 1 for 7 from the line for Skagit with that one miss?
Yeah, I have 1 for 5 now because this other circle
hasn't. Did you count this one here?
Yeah, I did.
By 55 there?
Oh, 55. No, there you go. So, yeah, 1 for 7 if he misses this one. Let me double check here. Yep. They are now 2 for 7. 2 for 8, rather. 2 for 8.
2 for 8 from the line so far. A team that shoots 76%. That's not going to keep up.
Yeah, so they were 1 for 7. You're right. All right, with the basketball is Skagit Valley. Sprayregan will go to the basket. And he is fouled on the way in.
You've got Jonathan Michael with 2 fouls, Quentin Moore with 2 fouls. It's starting to become a problem here for the Bulldogs.
So that is on Moore, his second 16 foul. Again, a reminder coming up at halftime. Going to keep it right here, and I'll have an interview with the Director of Multicultural Services at Bellevue College, Aaron Reeder.
Another miss at the line for Skagit.
Sprayregan now 1 for 3 from the foul line. Back into the game for Bellevue is Calvin Dennis, the freshman 6'9" player. Next one is good, so he's misses the first one on each time, and then he comes out and makes the second one. So 22-14 Bellevue with an 8-point lead. Here come the Bulldogs in the front court. Zier, a little reckless there. Now finally he's able to find Dennis. Dennis with a skip jump and pops it in. 10-point lead again for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and outside of that 9-point run on all threes, it's been not much going for Skagit. Oh, that looked bad on Dennis. Not saying foul on Dennis, but that play.
Yeah, he's grimacing down there, laying on his back. You hate to see this. Oh, a little quick to sit up though. Sometimes it may not look good initially. You shake it off, and oh, good to see.
Yeah, that looked a lot worse than it turned out to be.
All right, so going to the line is Ciali. And the foul is going to be on Jack Walton. That will be his first, 6th team foul. Team fouls are even at 6th, and Ciali at the foul line for the first time. Foul shot is good. 50th year of Bellevue College, originally known as Bellevue Community College until just a few years ago, and you can get 4-year degrees here. Also tied in with Eastern Washington University. Second largest institution for higher education here in the state of Washington, behind the University of Washington, and they are the highest placement school of students going for 4-year degrees from 2-year degrees. So they get their 2 years here, and they move on, and Bellevue has the highest rate of students that move on. Of course, they got a lot of students here, too. They're, I think, around 30,000. A steal, and Skagit Valley has it back. But, Nate, we're really happy and proud to be involved with this program and the academics and all that goes with it here at Bellevue.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just from the top down, from the academic department, the athletic department, just it's a very high class institution.
It really is, and that goes right here to the court as Bellevue gives it up. Here comes Skagit Valley, drive to the basket. He gets it in. That was slick by Tyler Kidd. 24-18, and Kidd gets the steal. Here comes Gorbenko with a shot. 3-ball is good. Timeout Bellevue. Just a 3-point lead for the Bulldogs and a 7-0 run. They've done it twice. They were down 13-3 with Skagit Valley, and they went on a 9-0 run. Here's a replay. Look at this here.
Yeah, there he goes. I mean, this is inexcusable if you're Bellevue. How do you get the layup and then the steal on the inbound when the layup leaves you on your back? I mean, Bellevue has got to take care of the ball. And great recognition by Skagit to take advantage of these Bellevue miscues there.
I want to thank our instant replay crew of Judy, Lindsay, Kiyama, and also Tifa Tom, graphics and instant replay. It has been superb this year, taken to a completely new level, and we really appreciate that. And I'm thinking and hoping that our viewers and listeners appreciate it on the NWAC Game of the Week through collegechannel.tv and also on Comcast Channel 28. A fabulous job putting those replays together throughout the entire 4 doubleheader broadcast season, and we look forward to more of that next year. It's just really sweetened our visual presentation on the broadcast. After the timeout, Bellevue will have the basketball. 24-21, they're up by 3. Pass over on the right side, Lockhart, now to Zier, takes it to the basket. He's got it. Count it, and a foul. The foul is going to be charged to Tyler Kidd, his first. 7th team foul. Zier at the foul line first time, and that shot is good. And Bellevue, Nate, is 6 for 6 from the line. They needed that too. Now they got the lead back to 6.
Yeah, free throws are keeping Bellevue ahead in this game, and if Skagit would hit their free throws, they would be up in this game.
Here comes Skagit Valley out of backcourt, down by 6 points. They've trailed by as much as 10 on a couple of occasions. Ciali goes to the basket and gets fouled.
And that's just a poor decision by Jack Walton. You had position, you were straight up in the air. Why do you swing your arms down like that? You're not going to be more likely to block the shot. You're just going to foul the guy and make it easy on the refs to make that call. I mean, 2 fouls there on Walton, and that's just you do the work to stay in position and get your hands up and be where you need to be, and then you just make a poor decision at the end and just swing wildly.
Jack Walton called for his 2nd foul, and that's the 8th team foul against Bellevue. Walton will come out. Calvin Dennis will come in, freshman for freshman. And at the foul line, sinking the first foul shot is Ciali. He is now 1 for 3, make that 2 for 3 from the line, 2 for 4. We have a lane violation
on Skagit. So
on Skagit.
On the missed free throw, ball goes to Bellevue anyway.
All right, so Bellevue is up by 5 points, 27-22, just under 5 minutes to go in the first half. The Bellevue women defeated Skagit Valley 75-68 to take over first place in the North region of NWAC. Shot miss off the right wing by Peyton Terrell, who's into the mix now. Here comes Skagit Valley out of backcourt. That is Cody Starr. Bingo. Tyler Kidd connects. 3-point game once again. Also want to mention that our broadcast is brought to you in part, and a special thank you to our corporate sponsors, Washington National Guard, Baden Sports, Red Lion Hotels, and Alaska Airlines, as Red Lion, the official hotel of NWAC. Also, Alaska Airlines, the official airline, and the Washington National Guard, a big part of the National Guard when they come up to this. When you're up in the state, you know that you got the Washington National Guard taking care of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they do a great job. And Baden Sports, of course, providing the basketball. This foul is going to be on Yegor Gorbenko. I just like saying that name. That's team foul number 7. At the line is Zier. Zier is standing there with a total of 9 points. It's going to go to 10. He's got 2 shots. He got a little break on that one. Nate, when you're shooting foul shots, and it is such an important thing, and obviously you're a young up-and-coming coach and played the game, of course, at Seattle Academy and such. But then he makes the second shot. I do want to give you the foul. Okay, so give it. But what do you have them aim on? What do you have them shoot and focus on when they're shooting those foul shots? For you, what is it?
So right at the where the foul line is on every court, there's actually a nail. And the nail is in part to keep the court in play, and it's also a nail that's basically a straight line
Kid
between.
hits his shot. Yeah, go ahead.
The nail's a straight line between the free throw line and the basket. So whatever your shooting hand is, you place that foot directly in front of the nail, whether it's your left hand or your right hand. And then and then as long as you've got your foot there and lined up, you've got yourself squared away, and then you just want to do repetition. Whatever you do, you want to do the same thing every single time. Once you get yourself lined up.
But what about your focus eye or your eyes? What are you looking at? I mean, when I shoot, and I still love to go shoot, I love it. I'll a lot of times aim at the farthest side of the rim, just because that's where my eye adjusts well too. You have some guys aim for a point in the net. Where do you have their focal point at? Is it's a travel call called against Skagit Valley. Bellevue's going to get it back with a 5-point lead. Where do you have your players, or where do you like to shoot at? What are you aiming at with your eyes?
Well, for me, rather than aim, it's really as long as you're squared away and you're completely squared to the basket, just use your regular shooting motion, and your regular shooting motion should automatically pilot that ball straight and forward with an arc. And it's a little bit more, scientific than what to aim for. It's really almost primitive that you just want to use the same shooting motion once you get lined up.
And also rhythm.
Yeah, absolutely.
With your dribble rhythm too. And I'll get to this in a second. Ciali going inside. He's got him. It's a 3-point game. He finds Gorbenko. I went to Lenny Wilkins' John Tresman basketball camp not too far from here up on the Sammamish Plateau, which is now like a senior living or a massive condo project, which a lot of places have become. There's Zier inside, gets it. Boy, Zier's having a monster half. Zier has now 6 field goals and 3 for 3 from the line. He's got 15 points, and Bellevue has a 5-point lead as Zier almost has half of them. But over there, not too far from here, and just learned a lot stuff of your foul shooting rhythm, of getting in the for me, it's 3 dribbles and a certain spin, and I just get comfortable there. And I've always tried to show people, hey, that's important to just get into that right rhythm.
Yeah, free throws are so mental. It's like putting on the golf course that you're right. If you're able to do your same routine, no matter what's going on around you, that routine can kind of calm you down and really take a lot of those nerves out of you. Because, there are 20,000 screaming people, and it's a big part of the game, and you're tired. But you're doing the same routine you've done, 10,000 times, and that kind of gives you a little bit of sense of calm, as long as you don't get caught up in the moment.
Yeah, exactly. You just have to, the biggest key is we can pass along is just get relaxed like that. How about that 3-ball from Jordan Muir-Kyung? It's now 36-28. Bellevue's got it back to an 8-point lead, and we have a whistle and a stoppage in play. Okay, I think I was going to get to those officials. Ryan Keatley, Brandon Walker, and Ryan Chinchan. Brandon Walker, and Brian Keatley are our officials in this game as a substitution for Skagit Valley, Darian James. And then also, not to get too complex, but we see a lot of shots from the field goal range, of course, in this game. Do you spend a lot of time with your players practicing on those shots, or what do you teach them on getting that taken care of?
On which aspect?
Just outside shots.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've got a shooting, what they call a shooting gun, where you put it, it's this machine that you
Just get you this in here. That's on Ciali. His second foul, 8th team. Both teams have 8. Go ahead.
It's a machine that we place under the basket. A lot of programs have it, and you can load about 10 balls in there, and then after you shoot it, it kicks another ball out to you, and just that way it kind of replaces the rebounder.
Right.
Or as some basketball players like to use a teammate or something like that, and so you can really get an hour or 2 of shots where the ball the rhythm's right there because another ball's ready for you right as soon as you release.
It's like a double dribble or palming the basketball. That's going to be a violation against Bellevue. 1:03 left to go here in the first half, and we have an 8-point lead for the Bulldogs. Mark Aka with Nate Tepp on collegechannel.tv and also on Comcast Channel 28.
And so much what Bellevue does on offense is predicated on timing and rhythm, and you can't hold the ball too long, which is what happened there in that last possession by Lockhart.
Saved. Around the horn they go. Here comes Skagit Valley to the rack, and it's going to go last touched off a Skagit Valley player, Darian James. Bellevue's going to have an 8-point lead, 48 seconds left to go in the first half. The women won the first game for Bellevue, 75-68. And in the 5 games I've done so far, Nate, they're 5-0.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what. We have a timeout here by the Bulldogs. neither team, even though Bellevue's up 8, neither team really feels like they're playing, in rhythm or playing the type of style they want or really playing well so far.
That is true. All right, with the basketball is Jordan Muir-Kyung, and he goes to Lockhart and
that
back
was the
over.
big 3 there that put Bellevue up 8.
Just picture perfect right there. I mean, we were talking about while we're here in the break about shooting and, having the gun that gets the ball back out very quickly, simulating rebounds. And one of the big keys, and if you can master this, is to have a quick release and get rid of that basketball as quick as possible. In recent memory, at the collegiate level, locally, the one guy that stands out to me in the last, say, 10, 15 years would be Ryan Appleby, who went to Stanwood High School and also at the University of Washington. I believe he's their all-time leader in three-pointers. I just loved to watch Ryan get that basketball. I mean, he got it, and it was off his fingertips in no time. And that really, some teams just aren't used to having that. And he was accurate. That was the key.
Absolutely. Yeah, he had a great career for the University of Washington, spent his freshman year at the University of Florida before coming back home to the University of Washington. And I believe, I don't know if he still does them, but recently, when fresh out of college, he was doing shooting camps and shooting clinics.
He's still doing that, yeah. I've
Okay.
actually done some color with him for a couple, 3 games up north when you or Mike up there wasn't available. And heck of a nice guy, too, but he's done quite well with that. And just a really good gentleman from the Stanwood community. And it's also nice, too, because he's come back to the area.
Does he still have the trademark floppy curly hair as well?
It's trimmed back a little bit these days, but boy, you couldn't help but notice him out on the court. A great career there, Ryan Appleby. And part of that stretch is Bellevue has the basketball where you had Brockman and Appleby and all those great Huskies a decade ago, Nate Robinson.
And great decision there by the Bulldogs there. Got the offensive rebound, recognized shot clock time and point of the game and pulled it out to get the final shot. Good job by the Bulldogs.
Bellevue with the basketball in front court, 5 on the clock for the quarter now. There's a 3 ball off the backside of the iron, batted around, 1 second goes, and we're going to have the clock go off, so that's going to be the end of the first half. And it's 36-28 as Bellevue is up by 8 points. We just keep rolling for, what time do we start? 2 o'clock, we're almost pretty much, except for one break. Yeah, I'm sure you have. Yeah, that wasn't me sweating, waiting for you guys. Here's the highlight reel right here. Nate, it's 36-28. Bellevue is up by 8. Now let's take a look at the numbers there, too, as Bellevue is making things happen. And then you see Skagit Valley getting it done. We got the highlights here as Bill O'Connor stops by behind us there, and there's a jump shot that is good by Tyler Kidd. Kidd was really in the mix. He only just had, he had 6 points, but he was also created a couple steals out there.
And those were 2 of Brian Zier's 15, and that was Quentin Moore with the miss and Jordan Muir-Kyung with the putback.
You have been around Jeremy Eggers for quite a while, and I have too, but not as much as you have because you travel on the road with him and such, although I'll go on road games from time to time. But you know how much he loves to win, as much as anybody I know. And that 0-6 start.
I'll tell you what. I
was very careful around him.
I don't even know if he loves to win because he's usually not happy after a win. So I can't even say he loves to win.
Well,
what I can say is he hates to lose.
Yeah, he loves.
That is.
How's it go? He loves winning just a tad more than the losing, I guess. Because he's still going to break the film down and all that kind of stuff and everything. They'd say, hey, we can work on this, we can work on that. But he's always teaching.
Yeah, absolutely. And never satisfied. There's no perfect game in basketball, like you might say in baseball, where 27 up, 27 down. It's hard to be mad at that. But there's no perfect game in basketball, even if you win by 50.
Well, and on that line of thought, have you ever seen him where he is, as we see the highlights taking place in front of us here, have you ever seen him where he's close to happy?
Oh, yeah.
After a game. Seems like I've seen a few smiles out of him.
But it's usually when Jolene and the kids are around. It doesn't have to do with the on-the-court stuff.
And he's got, Jolene is his beautiful wife, and they've been together for a long time. They have 3 daughters. And one of my favorite things is if I don't see them for a few months, just to see how much taller they're getting. And those girls are getting out there. We're going to have some basketball. One is, 14?
Yeah.
So is she a freshman?
Yeah.
Okay. And where's she at? Which high school?
She's
She's got to be playing. Playing hoops, right? I know they like soccer, too.
Yeah, I think up at Woodinville.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's take a look here at some numbers. Tyler Kidd with 6 points. Also, Yegor Gorbenko with 5 points, along with Emmanuel Ciali and Stephen Sprayregan with 5 points for Skagit Valley. For Bellevue, they're led by the 15 points from Brian Zier, 5 points for Quentin Moore, also 5 for Jonathan Michael, and 5 for Jordan Muir-Kyung. Bellevue is, go ahead, take a look at those numbers there. We'll get some numbers coming my way, too. So, Cardinals with the basketballs, they start the second half. We're on the NWAC game of the week. I am so happy that they're doing that. We look forward to that next year, too. The top conference in community college sports throughout the country. Yeah, 32 teams strong.
And back to the halftime stats, one thing if you're Bellevue that you're not happy with, you got 10 turnovers and 6 assists in the first half. And a lot of those turnovers led to points for Skagit. 15 points off turnovers. So over half of Skagit's points were off Bellevue turnovers.
Bellevue 13 for 30 in field goals. In three-pointers, they are 2 for 9, 8 for 8 from the foul line. That's big right there. There's a drive to the hoop, and in it goes from Jordan Muir-Kyung as he now has 7 points. On the other side, Skagit Valley 9 for 24. That's 37.5% field goals, 4 for 10 in three-pointers, and for free throws, a horrible 6 for 13. That's only 46.2%. And boy, you look at that, Nate, and you make even 4 of those, and that lead just it diminishes so much more.
I'll tell you, the only reason why Skagit's still in it is because of the Bellevue turnovers. The only reason why
there's a big shot.
Bellevue had the lead at halftime is because of Skagit's free throws.
Three-point jumper is good over on the right side by Darian James. This is the last of our 4 weeks in a row of broadcasts of the doubleheaders. A great tradition here at Bellevue College, and the women won the first game 75-68. They've taken over sole possession of NWAC North on the women's side, beating Skagit Valley, and Bellevue's won 7 in a row for the women. The men have won 3 in a row. So you're watching a Bellevue team that is in peak performance mode. There's Calvin Dennis getting the rebound, puts it back up, doesn't get it. We have a whistle, and we have a foul.
Outside of that was really good. A two-man game between Brian Zier and Jordan Muir-Kyung there. Zier caught the ball in the post, had great position, took a back down dribble to make a move, got double teamed, kicked it out to Muir-Kyung for the 40% three-point shooter. I know the Bulldogs will take that 3. It was off the mark, but great rebound by Dennis.
Missing on the foul shot is Dennis. Again, a special hello to some people. You want to say, you know what? It's Valentine's Eve, Nate. Nate, it's Valentine's Eve. That means tomorrow is Valentine's Day. And obviously, is that special someone in your life viewing at the moment? The shot is good, by the way.
You know, I don't think I have any viewers at the moment.
No.
No one viewing the broadcast from the Nate Tepp conglomerate. I think they're all waiting for the DVD viewing party next week.
Oh, very good. Very good. So, but you do have a significant other.
Yes.
Right? Yes, because I know you mentioned that recently. You keep it under very tight wraps, hold it close to the vest. It's out of bounds. It's going to be Bellevue ball. They lead 39-31. So would you like to do a Valentine's wish to that special someone? I mean, come on. I mean, you never know. That person might be watching.
Well, I know for a fact they're not because they don't know how to watch, and they're outside of the outside of the Comcast range at the moment.
Okay.
But I mean, I guess I'll just throw my hat on the wish for another Seahawks Super Bowl if I'm lost.
There you go. Now that's going to be on Trent Hunt, his 4th, and a second team foul. It'll inbound across away from us. Zier will get set to go. 17:59 to go in the second half, and Bellevue with the 8-point lead. They led 36-28 at halftime. I'm going to wish my girlfriend Debbie, a longtime pal, and sweetie over on the left side. It's a basket for Jonathan Michael. Going to wish Debbie, who's here at the game actually, and viewing on the phone. I'm going to wish her a happy Valentine's Day. We're going out to dinner tomorrow, and part of that is subsidized by a nice gift from Bellevue College as part of our subsidy package, our compensation package. There's a shot. It is up, and it is good. Cody starts. So guess where we're going? If that the gift card is from Schwartz Brothers,
well,
guess where we're going?
They're one of 3 or 4 restaurants you could be going
Oh,
to.
we could definitely do that.
I'll guess Daniel's Broilers.
Yes, that is correct.
Because that's the only one I remember.
Well, yeah. Well, they've got a great chain of them, and we're going to Leshai to enjoy that. So that's going to be fun. And then, you know what's fun too on Valentine's Day is, And there's a foul coming up. That's going to be on Emmanuel Ciali, and that's his third foul, third team foul. Coming out of the game will be Dennis, and into the game is Quentin Moore. You know, one of the big things, and I'm giving guys some ideas here if you haven't done this, and especially if you might be in the doghouse and you're going to call an audible tomorrow and try to get everything fixed in one swing of the bat. Here we go.
What's that, Bellevue College season tickets?
Well, that too. Bellevue College season tickets would be a great gift for your significant other to get you out of the doghouse for the, well, you can still get partial season ticket plans for this season and then next season as well in the 16-17 season as the ball goes out of bounds. 42-34 and just under 17 minutes to go. But go out to dinner and then have flowers delivered right to the table. That's a pretty cool thing.
What about one of those violinists?
You know, that would be very, very neat.
Just depends on how big that doghouse is.
Yeah, definitely. If it's a bulldog-sized doghouse, you might want to go that, or like a Great Dane-sized doghouse, you might want to go that route. So, but everybody, have a great Valentine's. And also say happy Valentine's to my mom, Nettie, viewing right now. There's a 3-ball from Jonathan Michael. He's got that, and also to Debbie's parents. Happy Valentine to June and Mel Metcalf watching over on the rock over at Mercer Iowa. There's Darian James with the lay-in, and it's 45-36 back to a 9-point lead. Now, Bellevue had an 11-point lead there briefly. That would have been their biggest lead of the game.
Yeah, and Jonathan Michael with 2 threes so far, and he was 1 for 8 in the first half.
You got another one right there. Jonathan coming through. And so he has now 4 of them, 3.5, and Bellevue's up by 12 points. Biggest lead of the game for them.
That was almost the 4th foul there on Ciali.
Going the other direction, and we got 2 shots coming up. Jack Walton was going to the basket right there. I think, are they saying the shot was before?
This is interesting.
The foul was before the shot. Is he going to count it? Let's see.
Well, there was a jump stop, so they should either call it on the floor or they should call it on the floor. He initially said 2 shots, but there was a jump stop there, and the foul was before the jump stop.
And the shot went in. So
yeah, and if there was no foul, the jump stop shot would have been a legal play.
We have the replay on that right now. So the officials are talking things over. Brian Keatley, Brandon Walker, and Ryan Chinchan.
The correct foul charge to Skagit Valley's number 5.
Here we go. Let's see what's coming up here. As we have Mira Keong. He's going to go over the left side.
So they call the foul there. Then you've got a jump stop and up. So it should be on the floor.
Should be on the floor and just out of bounds at this point in time. So the foul will be against Cody Starr, his second, 4th team foul. 48-36 is the score. And Nate, I just want to make sure to mention our crew again because it is important. Rick Otte oversees the entire production here on the TV side and does a great job at TV Services overseeing that over there. And they have an excellent program here on both the radio and television side. So thank you to Rick Otte again. And also Ruthie Bly, director, Dave Bruckner, production management. Ben Shahabi is our technical director. Judy Lindsay Kiema is our slow-mo director, and also right there with Tifu Tom on graphics and slow-mo. Again, I can't thank them enough for that. And also, too, people like Claudio Carrasco on audio, our camera people, Ellis Shea, Jerry Gatto, also Evan Tillett, Jeff Morrison, Samir Ashumari, and Bob Nash. Thank you to our entire crew for these 4 doubleheaders. And, you know, it's the post-production party is always fun.
Yes.
But, you know, I wish we could do some more. I love this stuff. And I'm glad that students are able to be involved.
It's been an offensive foul there on Brian Zier. That'll be his second.
Second on Zier, so that is the second team foul. Thank you. And coming in now is going to be Quentin Moore. We have another foul the other direction. This is on Peyton Terrell, his first and third team foul. So Moore will check in shortly. Shot on the way is good. It's going to sign some of the uniforms, and that is Ciali at the foul line. There's actually like sometimes a message on the back side right by the number. Have you noticed that where like the UW has like the UW fight song on it, and some schools have that, or they have sayings on there that if you look close enough, the uniforms have gotten a lot more creative in the past few years. And it's all about merchandise.
Well, and from what I'm reading, I think we're about a year or so away from the NBA putting ads on their uniforms. WNBA already does that and have for years, but I believe the NBA is going to start putting ads on their uniforms.
I can't say that I'm a fan of that, and I love sponsors, but I kind of like it clean in that regard. Of course, soccer's been doing that for a while, and I'll really cringe as a total traditionalist in baseball when they go that direction. But What are you going to do?
Well, interesting, not rule change, but equipment change I saw in baseball is they're changing the hats the pitchers wear. And they're wearing a visor, but it's a hard shell visor, which is long overdue.
Oh, definitely, for those line drives to the head. There's a three-point basket by Darian James. He's got 8 points in the half. He's hit three three-pointers overall, and it's 48-41. Just under 15 minutes to go in the second half as Bellevue had led at one point by 12 here in the half. Now it is down to 7.
Yeah,
and
James
skipped up there is Mira Kyung. Go ahead.
James, a 41% three-point shooter. You can't leave him open. You know how well he shoots it from out there. You got to recognize personnel and who you can leave open and who you can't.
Quentin Moore couldn't quite handle the quick pass that time from Mira Kyung, and it's going to be on the floor. Jump ball is called. Bellevue will keep it. They're up by 7 points with 14:29 left to go in the second half here on the NWAC Game of the Week. NWAC Game of the Week, and a corporate sponsor is today Washington National Guard, Baden Sports, Red Lion Hotels, and Alaska Airlines. Thank you to all our corporate sponsors of the Northwest Athletic Conference, and I am so thankful to the NWAC for shortening that acronym. They took a couple letters out of it. And it looks nice too with the NWAC there and the stars in the logo. So they did a good job with that a couple of years ago.
Yeah, they dropped one of the A's and one of the C's, and everything else all the same.
Put them on waivers. All right, a missed shot. Rebound pulled down by Skagit Valley. This is still anybody's game. Cardinals coming in at 4 and 5. Bellevue 3 and 6, winners of 3 in a row. And the ball was stolen away. Skagit Valley lost big 3 days ago against Shoreline. Shoreline has already lost today on the women's side. Do we get a final on the men's yet for Shoreline?
That was on the men's side.
Oh, I was on the men's side. So they're now 3 and 7 after beating Skagit Valley the other day.
And I want to give since this is the NWAC Game of the Week, I got to say I haven't had a chance to watch Everett play yet, and I know Derek Brown is an incredible player for Everett.
He is.
And one of the leading scorers in the whole NWAC. So no slight to Derek Brown. I think you could flip a coin on any day between Derek Brown and Brian Neal as to who the best player in the North Division is. But just because I've seen Brian play more, I've got to give the nod to Brian, although Derek Brown's a very close second. But the reason I bring that up is in the Shoreline Olympic game today, Brian Neal actually had a triple-double, which is extremely impressive.
That's very rare and very impressive, especially at this level. Got a foul on the rebound there, as the previous foul had been against Jack Walton, and that it would be foul number 3 on him, 3 team fouls against Bellevue. Now this one is going to be on Stephen Sprayregan. That's his first. Team foul number 5, and Bellevue will inbound as Zier will come out of backcourt.
Yeah, Skagit getting very close to being in the penalty there on the foul count. So if Bellevue can hit their free throws like they did in the first half.
Walton finds Zier. Zier finds the rim with 2 hands, and it's a 9-point Bellevue lead at 50-41.
And how many times have you seen a Brian Zier out of nowhere athletic dunk that you didn't expect he could hit?
Off the backside of the rim, and there's Zier to get the rebound. He with the outlet pass to Mira Kyung, and it's going to go the other direction. Knocked away, and Bellevue has the basketball. Zier again gets it. Kind of rushed that shot a bit off the left side and misses it. It's a 9-point lead and a travel call against Skagit Valley. Now coming up, Bellevue on the remaining part of their schedule will host Edmonds. That's a point in their favor coming up on Wednesday. That is at 7 o'clock right here as part of a women's men's doubleheader. Then they are at Peninsula a week from today. That starts at 6 o'clock. Then host Whatcom at 7 o'clock a week from Wednesday. And then 2 weeks from today on the 28th, it'll be Everett hosting Bellevue. And Bellevue can get a good feel for the facility up there because that's where the NWAC tournament will be. And I say that in the optimism on Bellevue's side, they have an opportunity to get to the NWAC tournament.
Absolutely, and while we're running down the schedule there, that's a huge foul on for Skagit Valley there. Ciali picked up his 4th. He's going to have to sit for probably about 8 to 9 minutes now, and he's a huge force both offensively and defensively, and that's the 6th team foul for Skagit. So next foul for Skagit's going to put Bellevue at the line.
Just under 13 minutes to go. We have an offensive foul called against Bellevue. That's going to go against Walton now. That is significant, in that Walton now has a total of 4 fouls on him. Not good. 6 team fouls against Skagit Valley, and changed the foul total for Bellevue. I'm going to make sure we're watching. They have 3 up there, but it should be like at least 4 or 5. And yeah, it is 3? Okay, because it was sitting at that, I thought, before. So, okay, 3 team fouls against Bellevue here in the second half. And the ninth.
No, I'm sorry, 4. 4.
It is 4. They
right.
finally
Yeah.
put it up. Well,
Yeah.
either 4 or 5. 4 team fouls. You're a little late getting that team foul. Here we go. As Skagit Valley has the basketball in front court. They look it around. Good ball passing right there. A dish. And that one falls in. That is Yegor Gorbenko coming through. 2 points for him. And it is 50-43, 12-27 to go in the second half. Still anybody's game and an important one for both teams. Skagit Valley trying to get back to 500. They're 4-5 coming in. There's Zier drops it.
And you know, interesting to see just different coaching styles here on the Skagit side. Ciali picked up his 4th. He got taken out of the game. Jack Walton has his 4th. Jeremy Eggers rolling the dice, keeping him in the game with 12 minutes to go.
Spray Reagan, 3-point basket, good, and he drew the foul. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a very rare 4-point play, and the foul will be on Quentin Moore, his 3rd, and that will be team foul number 5. So we got a replay coming up to take a look at things.
Number 2, Jordan Lockhart.
At the foul line is Spray Reagan.
That was a good foul call. That was just a poor defensive decision there. You got to close out under control.
We'll take a look after the foul shot. It is good. Count that one. And he now has 6 points in the game. I guess we're looking for a replay on that last one, but it was a 4-point play. 52-47, just a 5-point Bellevue lead. Bellevue with the basketball now in front court under 12 minutes to go in the second half. Mark Ockett, Nate Tepp with you on collegechannel.tv and Comcast Channel 28, the NWAC Game of the Week. Down low they go, inside to Walton, and he connects on it.
Those are the easiest 2 points of Jack Walton's Bellevue College career. As the Skagit Valley defensive rotation was not where it was supposed to be. He caught the ball, turned, and found himself wide open.
Also coming up for Skagit Valley, they're going to play at home against Everett coming up on Wednesday. And then next Saturday, Skagit Valley's at Whatcom, just up the road in the Bellingham area. And then they have their last 2 games at home against Peninsula on the 24th and against Edmonds on the 27th. The foul is going to be on Lockhart. That is his 1st foul. And the 6th team foul. Team foul's even at 6. And at the foul line is Tyler Kidd. Kidd's first foul shot is good.
Yeah, Kidd out of O'Day High School. Same high school that delivered Jalen Ward to the Bulldogs the last 2 seasons, who's now a junior playing for Loyola Marymount University, Division I school down in Los Angeles.
O'Day, a great sports program, and it's an all-boys school there. O'Day, very solid across the board in sports in the fall season with football and, of course, basketball. And this year, first-year head coach Jason Kerr, who had a great run at Franklin High School. What, he won 3 titles there at Franklin?
Yeah, produced countless NBA players.
Oh, my. Yeah.
Well, you could count them, but, you know.
Well, yeah, you can. And This here is Skagit Valley down by 5 coming out of back court after getting the steal. It's going to go right side to Tyler Kidd. Under 11 minutes to go. Kidd taking it a long way to the basket. And he's going to draw a foul. There's going to be a foul underneath. That's going to be, guess who? Walton.
The foul charged about number 30, Jack Walton.
So Walton now has 5. He is done. And that is 17 fouls against the Bulldogs. And Jeremy Eggers in disbelief after that call was made. And we take a look here as Skagit Valley has the basketball in front court. And going inside, that's going to be Tyler Kidd taking it to the basket. And now the foul is going to be assessed to Walton. So Kidd will go to the foul line. And here comes for Walton, Quentin Moore. Moore with 3 fouls himself. Bellevue up by just 5 points. They've led this game by as many as 12 points. Kidd so far in the game has 8 points, and he is 2 for 4 from the foul line. There's the first one going in, but he's made his last 3 foul shots, and Jeremy doesn't think the foul tally is right. It's 54-50 now, tightening up. That one's going to rim out of there.
Those first half free throw woes for Skagit creeping in again in the second half.
They'll go the other direction. Bellevue gets the board here. They come into front court. Almost stolen away. Quentin Moore goes to the rack, and he is fouled on the way in. And our officials, Brian Keatley, Brandon Walker, and Ryan Chin-Chen. 2 shots coming up.
And I'll tell you, the pace of this game has changed dramatically in the past 5 minutes or so. It was very recently a 6-3 foul count with Skagit 6, Bellevue 3. 4 straight foul calls against Bellevue, and now 1 for Skagit. Both are at 1-1, but it seems like we've had a foul every possession for about the last 2-3 minutes. Reminds me of that Washington-Arizona State game from 2 weeks ago that's still going on.
Steven Sprayregan called for the foul. That's his second. And team foul number 7. You had a lot of fun with that one.
I was there for
It's
3.
still
I was there
going,
for 3
yeah.
hours.
Yeah, that's amazing. And it was it regulation or to go to overtime? I'm trying to remember.
Overtime was the quickest part of the whole game.
Follow-up is good after Michael gets it. Jonathan Michael, you missed those 2 foul shots.
It's Michael's first 2-point basket of the half.
Well, that was actually 1-1, so he missed that first shot, and that is, Michael has 3 3-pointers. We have a travel called against Skagit Valley, and Skagit Valley had it down to 4 points. Missed a foul shot. Bellevue gets a follow-up for 2 points, and then Skagit Valley turns it away. You look at the game film and say, if they do lose this game, where in the second half did this get away from us? I don't even think you have to go to the film. You just know. But they're still in it. Coming up on 10 minutes to go, Jonathan Michael with a 3-pointer. And he has 5 3 balls in the game, 4 of them in the half, 14 points in the half.
And Bellevue's going to go back to the line for more free throws here. Jonathan Michael is the type of player that can get hot in a hurry, and he's in the zone this half.
Ben Ayer with the foul. That's his second foul, and 8th team foul. Going to the foul line is Peyton Terrell. First foul shot coming up for Terrell as he has no points in the game. And Bellevue generally has shot quite well in this one. There's the foul shot coming up. There it goes, outside of the rim. Why does that happen?
Because it's 1-1, so
I know,
of course
I know
he'll miss
that.
the first.
I mean,
when it's 1-1, they miss the first. If it's 2 shots, he'd make both.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's right.
That's what I was.
No, I see where you're going with that.
Yeah.
Basket is good by Ayer. Just have him for 5 points, 59-52, and we're under the 10-minute mark in the second half in this Saturday evening contest between Bellevue and Skagit Valley. And again, Skagit Valley averages 85.3 per game and averages given up 79.7. Tight defense by Ben Ayer, and that's going to be a foul on Ayer.
Officials gave him a little bit of leeway there. There was some hands at the very beginning of that dribbling possession, and gave him a chance to try and regain his position and take his hands off. But as Mir Kyung started to drive, he kept his hands on him, and the ref was forced to make the call there.
Mir Kyung at the foul line, shot on the way, rims out of there. There it is again. The old 1-1 doesn't work out. And Bellevue not getting the rebound. Skagit Valley does on a block on the other end. That time coming through was Tyrrell right down there as well. Jordan Murakyung, and here comes Bellevue in the front court now, up by the 7 points, 20 on the shot clock. Jonathan Michael, does he get another one? No, comes off the rim. Right down below, getting the rebound is Quentin Moore. Goes out of bounds, last touch by the Cardinal.
And that was a great block on the other end by Quentin Moore. With Jack Walton out for the rest of this game with the 5 fouls, you're going to see a lot of Quentin Moore, and if he makes plays like that defensively, his minutes will be justified.
Bellevue inbounds, now 9 minutes to go in the second half, up by the 7 points. There's a pass to the right side. Zier takes it into the basket. It is good, counted, and he was fouled. So I've Zier for 4 points in the second half, 19 in the game. And the foul is coming up.
And
that's a shot.
That's a big one. That's the 10th team foul for Skagit. So no more 1-1. The last 2 fouls committed by Skagit, Jordan Murakyung and Peyton Terrell, each missed the front end of those 1-1s, and so now they're going to get 2 every time.
Double bonus the rest of the way for Bellevue. And the foul shot is good.
Jordan Murakyung with
Look
the
at that
steal.
steal. He is getting it right off to Peyton Terrell over the back there. It looked like Jonathan Michael, and Michael's going to be called for his 3rd foul. And that would be team foul number 8. It's also going to be 1-1 coming the other direction. I want to mention, don't forget this, viewers and people out there in webcast and TV land, the NWAC Men's and Women's Championship Tournament moving to the west side of the state for the first time in a long time. And it'll be March 10th through the 13th. That's a Thursday through Sunday at Everett Community College. The foul shot is good by Ayer, his first trip to the line. So that will be at the Walt Price Sports and Fitness Center. Walt Price, the father of Mike Price, who's a longtime coach of the Washington State Cougars and also UTEP and Weber State.
And I believe he was a 3-day coach of Alabama as well.
About that distance, about that length of time. He got out there for a little while, but and then he went to El Paso.
I think rent was too high.
Let's lay off him.
To leave.
Come on, McCoog. I got to be gentle on Coach.
That's what I said. I said rent was too high out there, and he wanted to move to a better real estate market.
Yeah. And so anyway, but that's going to be the 10th through the 13th of March. Shot. Boom, baby. Jordan Muir-Kyung and connects on that one. Bellevue's got it up to an 11-point lead.
Great decision by Jonathan Michael. He's been hot from 3, but you can't take every shot and pass it to his college backcourt teammate, Jordan Muir-Kyung.
And we have a foul on Bellevue.
It's going to be Peyton Terrell on the foul, his second. It's going to be a 9th team foul for Bellevue, so still last 1-and-1 attempt.
Foul shot coming up at the foul line is Ayer. And nothing but air and net on that one. He's from Australia. I'd just like to maybe have him pop by for talking about some of the stuff that goes down there and down under. You know, maybe he, like me, is a big fan of AC/DC, who's out of Australia. Well, actually, they're originally from Scotland, but that's where they broke. But he missed us the second foul shot. It's a 10-point lead.
And for those of our younger listeners listening at home, AC/DC is a rock band.
No. You cannot get away with that one, because I saw plenty of young people at the AC/DC concert on February 2nd. They've got a wide range of listeners.
Is that the Tacoma Dome there?
Yes, it was. And a missed shot by Jonathan Michael. And it was a week ago today, 4 days after the concert, that my ears stopped ringing.
And you know who just played their final, what they said is their final show?
It means they have like 3 more tours left. And the basket is good by Tyler Kidd. Yes, if I am thinking along the right lines, that would be 1 week ago tonight. It would be Black Sabbath.
Yes.
With the originals Ozzy Osbourne and Tony Iommi and also Geezer Butler with them.
And for those of you youngsters listening at home, Black Sabbath is headed by the guy who starred in the MTV reality show The Osbournes.
That's right, that Ozzy Osbourne. He still can hit the notes. And a foul is going to be called on, let's see, or is it just a jump ball? So it's going to go to Skagit Valley. All right, we finish our rock and roll montage and then come back here as there's the Aussie passing up ahead.
With all these foul calls, the last 3-4 minutes of on the court time has taken about 10-15 minutes.
It sure has. That's where we bring Phil into the package. Not a guy named Phil, but just Phil There with the basketball is Ben Ayer. Loses it, and it's going to be picked off of the floor by Tyrrell. Bellevue with the ball. They're up by 8. Their biggest lead has been 12 points. They led at halftime by 8 points, 36-28. Again, happy Valentine's to all of you tomorrow. Have a great Valentine's Day. Everybody celebrates a little bit differently. Our dinner, because it was tough. It's tough to get in on Valentine's. And, you know, sometimes you don't know fully what the schedule is going to be with the games. Not that teams would play necessarily on Sundays, but some. And it was just, so 9:15.
Huh? It's not bad, though.
But, you know, you get there a little early and have a couple of beverages and stuff. And
plus, if
worked out great.
If you're me, I don't know you, but that also means, hey, midday nap.
Boy. Yeah, and, you know, especially with the fact that there's no NFL going on, right? This is that void, the first void weekend where it can be a tough situation for many people to go through that. And that's a missed shot. Now, let me get just the foul in that time. That is on Ayer, his 4th double bonus, and the missed foul shot by Jordan Muir-Kyung. But yeah, we got no NFL. But the Huskies, women's Huskies basketball team is playing, and I do public address for them. And so that will be at 11 a.m. when they play at UCLA.
Well, and also tomorrow is the NBA All-Star Game.
Oh, that's right. So there'll be about 400 points scored.
And are you? Do you have to work on Monday?
I do not. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that.
So the late dinner is not really that big of a deal?
Not at all. It's going to work out. It plays perfectly. Unless I get a last-minute call to be doing some PA. That foul is going to be on Quentin. Are you here on Monday? Are you involved in any tournament action here? Is there anything going on?
No, I am actually. I got to go in the office and and get some
That's his
admin,
fourth
admin
personal
stuff done.
foul.
Then you tell the listeners what you do, or viewers what you do financially, in case they want to come your direction. I think that's fine.
Well, actually,
Or do you not want them to know now?
no. I mean, you can by all means Google my name if you'd like, Nate Tepp. But actually, I'm not allowed to talk about what I do from a business standpoint on the broadcast, because then it would have to get archived and listened to by compliance. And
I totally know where you're coming from, having a background in the fiduciary arts. And that is a three-point basket plus a foul. Peyton Terrell connecting and a technical foul. This has the potential to be about a 27-point play here. Basket was good by Terrell. And then he's going to have we're going to have a foul shot. We've got 2 shots coming up on the technical, first of all.
and then 2 more on the personal. Because there was a personal and then a technical. There was an off-ball personal foul.
So it wasn't on the shot.
I don't believe it was on the shot.
Okay, okay, we'll see how they lay it out here. So it's already a 3-point play. And here goes Jonathan Michael to the foul line. He's 2 for 2 so far. That was in the first half. So a chance to make it a 5-point play if he makes them both. And that one goes in. So he's had a great half.
Got the 3-pointer there, as you just saw.
So here's okay. And the next shot is good. So it's a 5-point play so far. Now we have a substitution coming in. That's going to be Jordan Lockhart coming to the game for Quentin Moore. And now we're going to have the wrap up. Okay, so it is a personal foul. The foul was on Cody Starr. Is that who? The tee was not on him. It was who'd they throw the tee on? Because I haven't seen that put up there.
I believe it was on number 5 Starr.
Oh, okay.
Well.
So now here's he should have 4 fouls. Jonathan Michael at the foul line, and so this is one of the rare occasions for a 7-point play. A 7-point play. It's a 7-point play. Can you believe that? That turns into a 7-point play. It was 65-57. Now it's 72-57. A 15-point lead for Bellevue. Their biggest lead of the game, a 5-possession lead. Spray Reagan goes for the shot, and the Bellevue player got a piece of him on the way up. That's going to be on Muir Kyung. He is first. I like saying that name, Jordan Muir Kyung.
Number 55, Steven Spray Reagan.
Spray Reagan at the foul line is Muir Kyung, who, as much as he's played out there, has just the 1 foul, and Spray Reagan connects on the foul shot. A 7-point play. I mean, you just don't see that kind of dynamic happen all at once like that.
No, I have never seen it.
I don't think I ever have.
And you know what? Earlier in the game, we had a 4-point play for Skagit earlier in the game.
They did. Bellevue says, well, we'll go 3 points better than you. So he makes 1 foul shot, and that's been the case for Spray Reagan. He's kind of gone that make one, miss one.
And one thing that Bellevue...
No, he got the second one. I'm sorry.
One thing Bellevue has struggled with is against the press. So Skagit showed press but backed off there. That's one thing that later on in the game, Bellevue sometimes gives up a couple quick turnovers and layups when they initially get pressed. They really get skittish until they get a timeout to get things figured out.
Jordan Muir Kyung goes in towards the lane and draws a foul. While rough one for Skagit Valley, they were within reach there and had actually cut it at 4 points to 54-50. And then Bellevue got it back up to an 8-point lead at 75-57.
65-57.
I mean 65-57. And the foul this time is against Darian James, his first. Foul shot is good by Jordan Muir Kyung.
Yeah, that one possession, I mean.
Cool. They literally had an 8-point lead and it went to a 15-point lead. They literally doubled their lead on 1 possession. A miss on the second one. Spray Reagan.
And he misses the shot, but why is he able to get a wide open 3 off of this?
And then the wide open rebound too. Where's everybody? Call the office.
And that's a horrible decision by Calvin Dennis. I mean, that's an obvious foul. He just shoulder checked him after he shot the 3 for no reason. I mean, those are
that lets the team back in a game. There's 5:04 left in the second half. That's still plenty of time. In this game, you better believe it is.
And they're giving him 3 shots on that. That should almost be 2 shots because the ball almost hit the rim by the time that he shoulder checked him.
So Ayer hits the first one, cuts it to 73-60. Dennis is going to have a seat on the bench, and I'm sure we'll get an earful.
I just don't know what he was doing on that play. That was unnecessary.
Okay, you go up and tell him. There's a miss on. No, it's not 3. He just gets the 2 on that one.
Oh,
so
good recognition by the officials there. Yeah, it was so far after the play.
Under 5 minutes to go, and you go tell the 6'9" guy. Although when you're coaching out there, I've seen you bristle a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Which is what you got to do sometimes. You got to get the message across. Ball comes loose. Now you got a neat gym where you went to high school with, and there's a foul in there at Seattle Academy. That's a nice spot up there. Didn't they have it? They redo it here a few years ago? Or
Didn't
something?
redo it, but actually it didn't open till I went there from 1996
right.
to 2003, and it didn't open till 2003. So I only got it my last year, but yeah, beautiful facility.
Foul's on Jonathan Michael. That is his 4th foul.
And Bellevue, you know, you've got this double-digit lead, but back-to-back possessions, you're putting Skagit at the line. I mean, what?
That's how the team can creep back into it. Back in is Quentin Moore for Jonathan Michael. At 73-61, they can cut it to 11 right here.
Yeah, you've got Jonathan Michael, 4 fouls. Jack Walton out of the game with 5.
Timeout.
Quentin Moore has 3. Skagit takes a full timeout there.
So a full timeout call. I want to talk some more about NWAC again. Thanks to our sponsors. The official airline of NWAC is Alaska Airlines. The official hotel is Red Lion. Thank you to both of them. Also Baden Sports, and they do a great job. And they're headquartered in Renton. And actually, Baden is a German name. That's where the inventor of Baden sports balls and such is from Germany, and it's like I don't know the exact translation, but it means like excellence or something like that in German. That's what Baden means. I actually read some about that a few months ago. And also the Washington National Guard. So we thank them. They are conference sponsors for NWAC, and thank you so much. And you know what? You look here, and I guess almost all of them are located in the state of Washington. I think Red Lion might be headquartered here too, but I know Alaska's in SeaTac, Baden is in Renton, and the Washington National Guard is, I guess, in Olympia.
Well, at least you know they're based in Washington State.
Yeah, that's cool. So, but we have NWAC also in Oregon too. So, thank you to everybody in Oregon for participating in the NWAC. We also want to mention that you can get all kinds of information about the NWAC. That is the Northwest Athletic Conference at nwacsports.org. That's NWAC sports.org. The source for schedule, standings, stats, rankings, and all other things NWAC. Also visit us on social media. Search NWAC Sports on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, as well as you can find Nate Tepp on Facebook as well. And so, hey, we're here having a great time. It's 73-62. And, folks, it's still anybody's game. Women won the first game for Bellevue, 75-68. And Bellevue kind of keeping that door a crack open for Skagit Valley to get back in as Bellevue breaks the press, Nate. Here we go. This is still got the intensity level up like a playoff game.
Yeah, Bellevue's really got to keep their composure and play smart because Skagit's going to be physical this entire half, or this entire final 4:30 as you see.
They give it back to him again. And it's double bonus on each side.
That's an offensive foul there, so it won't be free throws, but it counts as a turnover there.
Well, that was on Lockhart, his second. Here come the Cardinals, flying out of back court. Into front court they go. And it's swatted away, kind of ill-advised pass right there. Getting a control of it is Lockhart. Zier tried to chase it down. It goes out of bounds and back to the Cardinals out of Mount Vernon, Washington. We have an official timeout. They have to make sure to set the shot clock. Yep. It wasn't quite right. Skagit Valley 4-5 in region play or division play. That's the North region, and they 11-11 overall. Bellevue 3-6 and 12-12. So you're looking at 2 500 teams overall for the season, and Bellevue has won 3 in a row. Skagit Valley has lost the 1 game in a row. That was the other night in a lopsided loss at Shoreline to the Dolphins.
And actually, I forgot to mention to you, I ended up watching about the last 10 minutes of that game.
That's a huge shot. Did you ended up watching the last 10? Who was involved in that?
Some guy named Mark
Oh, there you go. You okay?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And
I was working for another network that night.
You know, the funny thing is right after the game, because I was watching the post-game interview, took a screenshot on my phone of Donald Brady being interviewed.
Yeah, there he is.
And I pulled up on my phone here to show you, and I texted the picture to Donald as soon as he got off the air, and I just told him how handsome he was. He told me how big of a liar I was, and we both agreed.
There you go. Ball is knocked away, and it ends up into Skagit Valley's hands. Here they come the other direction. It's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Bellevue, and back into the game is Jonathan Michael for Jordan Lockhart. Yeah, and we're really, and as people just checking this out, we're real happy for Donald Brady. He was here at Bellevue for 6 years, and I'm thankful that he and his program decided to start doing some TV games last year because they see the value in it just like Bellevue does, and some other schools are building up with that too. Skagit Valley has a crew that they bring in, and it's great to see this level of basketball put out there for people to view. There's a 3-ball by Darian James. It's a 5-point Bellevue lead, cut down by 10 points from 15. And how big is that 7-point play now, Nate?
Well, and you know, since that 7-point play, Bellevue has been playing like a team that's just trying to hold on and win, and not like a team that's trying to finish out the game. You've got to, don't want to be too graphic.
They've only scored 1 point since they got that 7-point play. Dropping it in is Quentin Moore, and we've seen this from the trademark Jeremy Eggers timeout after making a basket that gives Bellevue a 7-point lead. Instead of letting Skagit Valley go the other direction, Jeremy says, timeout.
Yeah, he wants to set up his
Here's
defense there. As we've got, believe is going to be the inside play to Moore there.
Bellevue moving it around, and Moore ready. He takes it. Good dribble. Good work, actually, too, against Ciali. And remember, Emmanuel Ciali out of Franklin High School is playing with 4 fouls, so he had to be a little careful there. And they exploited it perfectly.
Quentin Moore playing with, I believe, 4 fouls as well, and dipped his shoulder there a little bit, so he had to be.
Yeah.
He has to be careful. But you know what I was saying right before that play-in timeout is Bellevue, since they got that big 15-point lead, has been playing like a team that's just trying to hang on and win, and not like a team where they really need to just put their foot on their throats and just be the aggressor and finish the team off when you've got them on the ropes. They're keeping Skagit in this game.
Watch right here. There's Air. He goes on the right side and finds Ciali, who buries a 3-ball. Beautiful looking shot right there. And again, thanks to our replay crew, as we've been able to take it up to another level. And I am pretty sure that's going to be.
Ciali's a 42. He's only taken
too.
53 threes on the year, but he's a 42% shooter. So when he's out
that's
there,
a big shot right there.
You got to respect him, and you got to get a hand up.
He's a big guy too. I mean, for somebody that size to have that kind of accuracy at 42%. Ciali is at 6'7", again, out of Franklin in Seattle. Another proud basketball tradition here in the Puget Sound region. A 7-point lead for Skagit Valley. Ciali goes over on the left side to Kidd. For Bellevue leading by 7 points. He's down to 15 seconds on the shot clock. And Spray Reagan takes it to the basket. He has 8 points in the second half, 10 in the game, and it's a 5-point Bellevue lead. Skagit Valley trying to desperately stay alive in this game. Bellevue looking for their 3rd Saturday doubleheader sweep in a row.
And a 5-point lead with just at the 2-minute warning here. This is a big possession for Bellevue, because if you can get, that's going to be the 5th foul on Ciali. That's a big one.
Oh man, is it ever. That is going to take him to the bench. 2 shots coming up too.
And as you can see, as soon as that foul was committed, Jeremy Eggers huddled his team in the corner because he knew that was the 5th foul on Ciali. The rules are, when a player picks up his 5th foul, coach gets 30 seconds to sub him out. So Jeremy uses that as a free timeout.
Absolutely. At the foul line is Quentin Moore. A little kind of quiet offensively. I just have him for 7 points in the game, 2 in the second half. Foul shot off the back side of the rim.
And Moore's had to play extended minutes with Jack Walton fouling out at about the 10-minute mark.
Moore will give that left-handed foul shot another try with his bright orange shoes on. There's a make. That's a big one. A 6-point lead, 2-possession game. 2:01 left to go here in the second half. Cardinals blasting out of backcourt. That's Ayer out of Australia. Circles around. They look a little reckless there. Now slow things down a little bit. 2-3 zone by Bellevue.
Yeah, Bellevue, it doesn't look like everyone was exactly aware of what type of zone they were running, which can lead to wide open shots there.
That's good. 3-point basket by Darian James. He's hit 4 here in the second half off the pass from Gorbenko. It's a 3-point game, 76-73. Don't go anywhere here on your NWAC Game of the Week. Stay right to the finish line. And this, like the first one did not go to overtime, but it could have. It was so close, and this one could go that way too. Good dribbling. An exhibition put on by Muir Kyung, and a steal on an interception. Picking it is James. Here comes Skagit Valley, and they lose it. They raced too far as Terrell came in, and Skagit Valley got loose, and now Bellevue throws it away. Jeremy Eggers up, and he almost made the reception on that pass play. Timeout has been called by Skagit Valley. We'll keep it right here. Oh, the intensity. 1:02 left to go in the second half. 76-73. What a great doubleheader for the NWAC Games of the Week. Bellevue winning 75-68 over Skagit Valley to take over first place in the NWAC North Division and region. And right here, Bellevue trying to win their 4th game in a row after starting 0-6. And Skagit Valley trying to get back up to 500 and get into that top 4 for the NWAC tournament March 10th through the 13th in Everett.
Yeah, and if you're Bellevue, 2 minutes to go, you had the ball and you had a 6-point lead. And since then, you've given up a 3 and you've turned the ball over twice on your home court, trying to protect a 6-point lead with just 1 minute. In just 1 minute of play, you got to do better than that down the stretch. These are freshman mental mistakes here. And that's
over on the right side. Look at that big shot right there. That was a huge shot by Darian James.
And as I was saying when that play was live, Bellevue looks like the players were a little confused what zone they were in defensively. And you saw Brian Zier look like he didn't know what zone to be in, because you got to know that's one of their best 3-point shooters, and you can't leave the shooter in the corner there. And he left him. He's a 41% 3-point shooter. So probably wasn't on the same page on what zone they were running. And it cost Bellevue 3 points on a wide open 3 on error rotation.
Comcast Channel 28 is our local broadcast origin right here in the Puget Sound region. And thank you so much, everybody, for viewing on collegechannel.tv on the World Wide Web. Skagit Valley will inbound. Down by 3 points, 1 minute to go in the second half. Bellevue trying to stay on top. They've led by as much as 15 points here in the second half. There's a drive that's going to come loose. Bellevue getting a hand on it.
That's a block and a steal by Jordan Muir Kyung. So I think he was taking that turnover on the previous possession he committed personally, and he made a huge defensive stop there. Great play. And Bellevue really needs a score here.
Yes, they do. They've got the basketball, 17 on the shot clock. They go inside, and inside it goes to Quentin Moore off the pass from Muir Kyung. And it is now 78-73, a 2-possession game. Skagit Valley, the Cardinals, out of Mount Vernon with the basketball. And a loss on the dribble there by Ayer. Who's got it on the floor? That is Tyrrell. And he is grabbed by Sprayregan. I was going to see if Tyrrell was going to be able to get a timeout called, because Bellevue has 2 of them left, 3 left for Skagit Valley, but instead it's going to be a 2-shot foul.
Skagit Valley's number 55.
Sprayregan called for his 3rd foul, and at the foul line with 2 shots will be Peyton Tyrrell. 20 seconds on the clock here in the second half. Bellevue up by 5 points. Here at the home of the Bulldogs. Brand new court this year as they refinished it and repainted it. It looks spectacular. The Bellevue Bulldogs colors and such. Every year they add a new bell or whistle or refurbish. Shot on the way. Ooh. Miss right there by Tyrrell. Not good. We'll get you the final highlight reel to take a look at this game once we wrap. And a timeout has been called by Skagit Valley. Now they have 2 left. Bellevue has 2 left. We'll also look at statistics. That is after our interview with the player of the game and the winning coach of the game. Bellevue right now is up by 5 points, Nate. We have definitely had ourselves exactly what we were hoping for. A great doubleheader of basketball, 2 teams on for each game. Skagit Valley and Bellevue in the women, and now in the men. Very well matched and playing exceptionally hard and exceptionally well, and just making it very entertaining for us and our viewers and people here at the facility.
Yeah, that was a smart timeout there, trying to ice the shooter there. Peyton Terrell only 4 of 9 from the air from the line. So not only is he shooting a low percentage, but he hasn't shot that many free throws. And to ice him with 20 seconds to go with still 2 timeouts in your pocket, smart.
All right,
decision.
here's Skagit Valley with the basketball, driving to the hoop and taking it in is Sprayregan. He gets that basket right there. That's a big one. They're all big at this point in time. Skagit Valley trying to do what they can to bounce back from that tough loss to Shoreline. And Shoreline came out like they were shot out of a rocket the other day against Skagit Valley. Their women had lost by 39 to Skagit Valley, and then they came out there and defeated the Cardinal by 27 points.
And if you're Bellevue, it's simple. You just need one defensive stop, and this game's over.
That's right.
And
20 seconds on the clock.
If you're Skagit, whatever happens here on the free throw, make or miss with 20 seconds left and in double bonus, I think you got to go for 3 either way.
So Terrell missed the first one. Terrell will have a second shot coming up to try to make it a 6-point lead. It's a 2-possession game no matter how you slice it. And the right-handed dribbler gets set to go right there by the nail that Nate was talking about, and the shot is good. So it's now a 6-point lead. Skagit's got to make it happen quickly. Coming out of backcourt is Ayer. He finds a man over on the right side. That's Spray Reagan. Now over to Kidd. And Ayer
either way,
a lot of time
yeah,
off
I was going
the
to say
clock.
either way, even if they make it, took a lot of time off the clock. Moore gets the rebound, outlet to Mir Kyan.
And a foul in backcourt. That's going to be called on Darian James.
And this is going to be everything's automatic, but the final score at this point for the Bulldogs.
So we're looking to see here as to who the player of the game would be.
I picked the player on the women's side. I'm going to let you pick on the men's side.
Wow, it's just been. I think we're going to go with. It's difficult because we had Jonathan Michael on a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, we already had him.
So let's try.
Sear.
Jonathan's had an amazing second half and game. And we certainly would love to have him on. We had him on a couple weeks ago, so we had a chance to talk to him. But Brian Zier is who I'm going to interview, and that is a make by Mira Keong. He gets them both, and it's an 8-point lead. Skagit Valley the other way, and they're going to miss on that shot, and it's going to be a win for Bellevue. 4 wins in a row. The Bulldogs blasting out of the doghouse at 0-6, and they got it going. All right, Nate, we got to set things up for our post-game interview. Again, our final score, Bellevue 81, Skagit Valley 7-3. Bulldogs now 4-6 in region play, and they also dropped Skagit Valley to 4-6. Skagit Valley is 11-12 overall. Bellevue is 13-12. Now we're going to talk to, first of all, Brian Zier, and then if you can make sure Jeremy doesn't escape, I want to talk to him. So we'll get them all set up here. We're going to go to Mr. Zier first, then we'll go to Jeremy. Let's get to, hey, congratulations. Yeah, let's get you on the headsets right here, and then I think nobody will walk in front of us. We'll get our score sheets and take a look at things. So we're going to do a sit down right here. Anybody walks in front of us, I'm throwing a pencil at them, so you can relax for a couple of minutes.
On,
hey, great job, Brian.
I appreciate that.
And
Thank
I certainly know
Big
you
win.
from doing Wesco games on Fox Sports 1380 and up there at Jackson High School, part of a proud tradition. I was talking about that before the game. You had a great first half offensively, and if you want to, our camera's right straight above there, with a total of, let's see, from the field, you had 6 field goals, and then also 3 for 3 from the foul line. Second half, we're going to find out what your official total was, but we had you for 5 points, so that'd be a 20-point game. But it's not just that. I mean, you just did a lot of things out there to help your team win.
Definitely, yeah. I just tried to let it come to me. I mean, they were pressing us for most of the game, full court press. I just tried to get it to the middle. Every time we got it to the middle, we got something good. Got it middle. We had someone came up to me. I could dish it off to a teammate or get all the way to the rim. So it came pretty easy to me. It was a good win tonight.
Here's what stands out to me about your offensive performance. You were 9 for 10 in 2-point field goals. I mean, that's just near perfect. You make one more, and it is perfect. 9 for 10. That's clutch shooting. You shot 1 3-ball, didn't hit it, 0 for 1. And also 4 for 4 from the foul line. And we have you for 22 points officially. Second to Jonathan Michael. Between the two of you, both starters, 45 points in the game. That is a whale of a performance.
No doubt, yeah. It was a big game for both of us. But once again, it's a tribute to our teammates. We were getting stops on defense. We pushed it up, and we just tried to get the best shot possible. They rushed us a little bit, and we just tried to relax and, just get the best one.
First of the season, your team had lost some players, and you had to make some adjustments. You started out 0-6 in region play, and none of us wanted to be around the head coach because no, not even during practice. But obviously it's the desire to win, and the desire to see not just the winning, but to see your team play well fundamentally and stuff. Well, now there's 4 wins in a row. You've won on each of these 3 Saturdays in a row on our broadcast doubleheader, and so. With that taking place right there, things have turned around. I mean, it's not over yet. Obviously, you still have 4 games left, But to be now 4-6, it certainly looks a lot better than 0-6.
Exactly, yeah. The beginning of the year was weird for everyone. No one in this program have ever had anything happen like that before. So, I mean, every game from now on is just the biggest game of the season. We just got to play the best game we can.
You keep track of Jackson pretty good?
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Were you up there Thursday for the game against
I missed
Monroe?
that one.
Okay. I actually broadcast that game on Fox Sports 1380, but before the game I talked to your head coach, Steve Johnson.
Yeah.
He's been there. This is his 14th year. That's a heck of a program up there.
No doubt. I love playing there. That was the coaching staff there. They got the best out of all of us. They really brought us together. I don't think we would have been half the team we were without the coaching staff we had there.
And you have a huge gym up there, a lot of district games, so I got a lot of fond memories playing up there. And academically, what are you studying here at Bellevue College?
Here at Bellevue College, I'm just trying to get my associate's degree and then transfer. I'm thinking I'm going to lead towards business.
Okay.
I think I really want to end up as a real estate agent.
Don't let him get away, Nate.
So
you got to get. We don't want Jeremy to walk away there. Okay. So and where are you looking at as far as where you people talking
next year
about going?
Not a whole lot right now. Right now, I'm just trying to focus on getting my education and finishing out the season basketball wise. And what happens, in my opinion.
Well, what we saw today, and I've seen you in high school. I think you got it to get somewhere in a 4-year program to play. That's what we're hoping for.
Yeah, no doubt.
We'd love to see our Bellevue guys and any of the players around in this league, whether it be Skagit Valley, Bellevue, Shoreline, Lane, Umpqua, whatever, move on to get a chance to play. But also, what's so important is that academics.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the main thing I'm focusing on right now.
Well, thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And Coach is going to come in next, and we'll talk to Jeremy Eggers. And best of luck. Have a great weekend. And then coming up next, you guys will be playing on Wednesday. I've announced that already one time. And
game.
You're playing on Wednesday. Let's see where.
Edmonds.
At Edmonds, that's right, against Edmonds. So good luck in that game.
Appreciate it. Thank you guys for coming out tonight.
We love it. Love being here. So thank you. That's Brian Zier. And we'll wish him the best and hopefully see him at the NWAC tournament. As Jeremy, you got I wish I had a towel to wipe off. There you go. That's what pant legs are for. So, coming into this one today, I looked at you before the game. Well, first of all, we always say hi early on, but I said I am juiced for this one today. I know I'm not on steroids, but I am just mentally so pumped up for what we had coming forward because I knew both games were going to be what we got. We're going to, no matter how it went either way, we were going to get entertained out there by some intense, like playoff level basketball, and I think that's what we got.
Definitely, both games were very competitive. I think the women's game was probably a better all-around basketball game. I don't know if ours was a pretty basketball game.
Well, yeah,
but we'll take the W. We're doing some good things, and longer stretches is what we have to do, and we really got to work on. And we, in this 4-game stretch that we've won 4 in a row, we're doing it more and more, and we got fortunate tonight. We probably didn't deserve tonight's win, but we'll take it.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at your team coming out there, led at the half, 36-28, and this is certainly one of those games where you could never really lay back at all. They as soon as you would build up a lead, they'd be right back on top of it or at you, and they won up there. And from that game up there when it was tied late, and then they picked up the victory that they're a team that can make it happen quickly.
No doubt about it. They're very skilled. They got a lot of guys that can do a lot of things, both put it on the floor and shoot the basketball. And that was our concern. I thought we did a good job early on of containing that. And then when we got tired in the second half, we lost some mental focus on our assignments and who could do what for them. And that hurt us. And we got careless with the basketball. We turned it over way too many times tonight, and we got to get better at that.
And you had great individual performances collectively within the team. We had Brian Zier on. He had an excellent game offensively. And then also Jonathan Michael hitting some big 3 balls in that second half. And just it's all about team play. And you out-rebounded them 35-29 to pick up the win.
And that's key for us. And we had a size advantage. So we knew we had to attack the basket, and we had to own the glass on both ends. And I thought we did a good job when we needed to, but we didn't do it enough. But Jonathan catching fire really helped us. He didn't have a great first half shooting the basketball, and so in the second half that was that was a key for us for him to hit those.
This is your 13th year. Next year will be your 14th. I was able to get on board at the tail end of the 07-08 season for a couple games, and so next year will be my 10th year, so I want to come back because I love doing this. It's just fun to be part, and I try to catch your team on the road if I can, and just the tradition you built here, it's a winning culture. It is a winning. Even though you started out slow, and we know there was some factors involved in that, but the culture here is about winning and learning the game of basketball right.
Well, and not only that, but we want our kids to do it the right way.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need hotheads. I don't need guys talking. We want to do it with our play on the court and prove with our actions, not our words. And you know, so that's just as important to me. And this year's team's been a little tougher just because there are a lot of new guys, and I don't think some of them have ever been coached. I guess I'll call it coaching like I do, and they don't know how to handle it, and we're working on that, and it's a work in progress, but I think we're getting better and better at a number of things throughout the year, and that's the most important thing for me. Whether we make a run and make the playoffs or not, are our guys getting better? Are they understanding the game better, and do they understand how to play the game the right way?
Yeah, and a couple things here. We thank you, too, for finding the value and putting together things to make it happen for the TV broadcast and keeping that going because it benefits all of us. So thank you for that. We really enjoy that. And your protege over there at Shoreline, Donald Brady, said, hey, you know, that's a pretty good deal there at Bellevue. And they're doing that some now, too. But you really have had this going for a long time. And it's fun because you get a chance to people see things about the team and academically and what Bellevue College is all about. So that's cool.
The more exposure we can get the school and our players, the better, and that's what this is all about. You know, we want to put our guys out there. We want them, you know, and like we talked about all the time, we'll give them the opportunity. It's up to them to make it, you know, make good on it.
Now, coming up next is Edmonds. They lost today, so they're 6-4. And you lost to them.
I don't want to get in
not yet.
wins, losses.
No, but Edmonds.
We got Edmonds. Yep.
Okay, so you have Edmonds. Just things to look forward to that.
I look very forward. I think honestly, when we played them, I mean, I know Peninsula's in first place, and it's no disrespect to Peninsula, but I thought Edmonds' roster from top to bottom was the best in the NWAC.
Okay.
Obviously, you know, Peninsula's proven that wrong. So I'm excited about that challenge because they're the team in the league that's beat us by the largest margin, and they did it pretty handily to us. So, you know, where we at? Where have we gone from last time we played them, and can we, you know, withstand their energy and their effort because they got a lot of guys and they play hard, and Coach Gray does a great job of them. He's done a better job every year with his guys, and I love playing them because they're always good. You want to play the best to be the best.
That's absolutely right, and that gets you ready for the NWAC tournament, which we're so much looking forward to, March 10th through the 13th, the week after the state high school tournaments. So coaches can get down to that and then be to the NWAC tournament and Everett. And also coming up tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Will you have some quality time with Mrs. Eggers and your three other ladies around the house? Or you've got something planned?
You know, this is the first time, what is this, 2016, in 22 years that my wife and I will be apart.
Really?
On Valentine's Day. My kids are all gone. I'm home alone for the weekend.
What?
So,
Where are they?
Yeah,
What?
my wife and my oldest Jayla are in Phoenix for a soccer tournament.
Okay.
They won today, so they got 2 games tomorrow in Phoenix, and then my older 2 were with my parents.
Okay.
And they have a place up at Whidbey Island, so I'm home alone, getting some stuff done here at the office and working on some things for going forward. But yeah, it's kind of different. First time.
That's
no
amazing.
Kids, no nothing. So
yeah,
it's
well,
a little
relax
different.
and enjoy, and just if you don't, it's sometimes it's tough because usually you're going all the time to take a day off. So
that won't happen
It
tomorrow.
won't happen because you're gonna be working on stuff. So I know that feeling.
I'll be in here in the morning.
Yeah, I can totally see that. One thing I wanted to mention too as we close out that your involvement with Friends of Hoop, and George Carl started that back in the =90s when he was here as a head coach. Now, do you still stay? Is he still connected to it? In some way?
No. I mean, I've communicated with him once in a while, and I see him when I go to a game or something like that. But no, he hasn't been involved for quite a few years. So it's just kind of myself. I run it myself. It's a 501c3 that is under my name and ownership, and work with kids, and it's a blast. I love it. 3rd graders all the way up to high school kids year round, and I got a great staff that coaches with me, and we do it the right way, and we have fun doing it, and that's what it's all about.
So that's Friends of Hoop. Now, is that something that, like, our viewers, if they're looking and going, want to get their kids involved in, do they approach you guys on that, or how does that happen?
Yeah, I mean we're
well known, that's for sure.
Yeah, and we don't recruit, and we have everything's on our website, fohseattle.com, and it's just a great opportunity for kids to come play in this positive environment, get good coaching, and playing good competitive games. And we've been very fortunate to have great families in our program for the 16 years I've been involved doing it. So.
Fantastic. That's Jeremy Eggers, and he's the assistant athletic director here at Bellevue College, also longtime head coach in his 13th season, also for a spell, coached the women and did great with that. And tonight his team has won their 4th in a row with the victory 81-73 over Skagit Valley. Sir, thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
It's a
Appreciate
pleasure.
it.
I love being
Thank you
here.
very much.
So, all right, we will talk to Coach down the road and look forward to seeing them at the NWAC tournament. Hopefully they will get there and be a part of that again, there's a lot of teams battling for that position. So we're going to get Nate back in here. Nate, we're going to look at the highlights, our highlight reel coming up here. So let's take a peek at that as we see our highlights from the second half. And, again, our thank you to everybody. We'll mention all their names coming up once again. There's a three-point jumper. That was a sweet one off the right side. Coming through was Darian James early on. He had 4 of those in that second half. Inside they go this time to James. You are back. What is causing that squeak sound? I hope it's not I keep going. Have I got the headset set a different way? But anyway.
Part of the takedown crew. This is usually later than we're sticking around.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate Coach sticking around, too. Darian James connecting on the shot there as he just had a great half. And also Cody Starr. That was a 3-ball in the early part of the second half. And Skagit Valley hung right in there. And we saw something tonight that I've never seen before. Nate hasn't seen before either. And that was a 7-point play later on in the game. As soon as I don't know if that's coming across our broadcast, but that squeaking noise is.
Well, if we hear it, it's got to be picked up on
the
mic.
Well, it is,
so.
yeah. Well, yeah, but it's.
That was a great and one by Brian Zier. Great call by the ref to notice the contact to the head there.
Look at this jumper right here. That's Darian James with one of his 4 in the second half. He hit 5 in the game.
Give it to Skagit. They would, down 15, 7-point play, technicals. A lot of teams would have just mailed it in, but they absolutely
not a chance.
No quit in that team, and that was a really big fight for Skagit.
And Skagit moving the ball around here as the great defensive play down low by Muir Kyung, and then Bellevue going the other direction with it. That was it could have been an offensive foul as he lowered his head and put the elbow in there. And there you have it. So Jonathan Michael, and looking at personal fouls, he had the 4 fouls. So he was playing with 4 fouls at that time. And then also Quentin Moore fouled out of the game. Just to look at some final numbers here.
Jack Walton fouled out.
Jack Walton, excuse me. It was a 42% shooting performance, 42.9 actually. 21 for 49 for the Skagit Valley Cardinals. And then also they shot 47.8% from the three-pointers. That's 11 for 23, almost 50%. They were pretty strong there. 20 for 31 from the foul line. Could have been stronger there. And they were led in scoring by the 17 points from Darian James, who had the big stretch of 3 balls in the second half. Tyler Kidd had 13 for Steve Sprayregan, and 10 for Emmanuel Ciale out of Franklin High School in Seattle. And then for Bellevue, they shot 50.9%. That's 51% shooting from the field, 8 for 20 in three-pointers, and 65.5% from the foul line, 19 for 29 in rebounds, 35 total rebounds for Bellevue, 29 for Skagit Valley. Skagit Valley with 16 turnovers, 19 for Bellevue. And I think that sums us up pretty well right there. As Nate, Bellevue picks up the victory. They're 4th in a row. They're 4-6 in region play. They dropped Skagit to 4-6. Skagit is now sitting at 11-12 overall. Bellevue is 13-12 overall. So Bellevue kicking it into gear when they needed to. I don't think that any of us could handle it going to 0-7. So they turned that around 2 weeks ago and have been getting it done ever since.
Yeah, big one here back here on Wednesday against Edmonds. You got the top 2 teams in the north next, Peninsula and Edmonds. So picked up these 4 wins in a row, but you got to go against the top dogs now.
Absolutely. Well, that is Nate Tepp, and I'm Mark Ockett. We want to thank everybody involved in our doubleheader broadcast for the last 4 weeks. So we've had a number of people involved. Well, there's been 4 of us involved on the play-by-play or color side, I want to thank Mike Ladeau, who sat in on the first game with Nate, did a good job 3 weeks ago. Mike Buckholtz, a longtime coach in the area, 2 weeks ago with me, and then of course Nate Tepp. And we want to look at the different people involved behind the scenes. Rick Oddie is the sees the overall production, our executive producer of the broadcast. You've also got Ruthie Bly, who is a director involved as well. Thank you to Ruthie. Dave Bruckner, production management. Ben Shahabi, and he is a technical director. Judy Lindsay Kiyama with Instant Replay, and also Tifa Tom, graphics and Instant Replay. Thank you to both of them. It was really tremendous this year. Audio from Claudio Carrasco. Also, camera would be Elvis Shea. Also on camera, Jerry Gatto and Evan Tillett, Jeff Morrison, and Samir Ashumari on camera, as well as Bob Nash. And it's great to have the multi-camera shots for these games to really enhance what we're doing here at Bellevue College. And they have a great broadcast program here on the radio and TV side. A good friend of mine, Art Sanders from Como News Radio, is an excellent teacher on the radio side, and of course what you can get on the TV side. So you see the 50-year logo. They pan down on that 50-year logo where we are at. Just show that whole logo there if you can. 50 years of Bellevue College, 1966 to 2016. And if you're looking for a great education here in the state of Washington, once you've gone through high school, whether you've graduated from a school or got your GED or however you've done it, come on through to Bellevue College and get your 2-year degree here. You can also get some 4-year degrees, and if you don't get a 4-year degree here, then you can move on to another school and get those extra 2 years, and that goes both academically and athletically. So again, thanks everybody. Just try to keep track of, and this was the NWAC game of the week, so not just for Bellevue, but also we have Skagit Valley. If you're up in the Mount Vernon area, check them out for education, or any one of the 32 colleges in the NWAC conference. So thanks again, and we will talk to you next year, and we'll see you at the NWAC tournament coming up March 10th to the 13th at Everett Community College. Till then, take care, everybody, and have a great rest of the evening.